All right, everybody, and welcome to the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast once again. This is the Corona-geddon episode here. I'm your host, Mike Parker, joined by our good friends from different locations. We got the COO, the man, the original brewmaster of ABC, Artie Tafoya, who's coming live via Zoom here for us today. And Artie, how you doing?
Doing great, Mike. It's great to talk to you. I hope you and the family are doing well and aren't killing each other sitting in the same house together for this long.
Artie's got the corona, he's got the quarantine haircut going on right now, which is pretty nice. Good. I told him you got to stop watering the chia pet.
Yeah. If I put a hat on, it just comes out underneath it.
I gave myself a little trim, but I am flirting with the mullet, guys. I mean, this thing is like.
Let's do it, Mike. I think it's time.
All right, well, Artie, we're going to check in with you and see how you've been holding up here in the, under the stay-at-home order and all the other things that have been going on as a result of this as a business owner. Well, we have another guest with us today, and it's another ABC original. It is the CEO. Jack Sprock joins us. For Jack, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mike. Considering all things considered.
So, Jack, in your spare time, have you been keeping up with the podcast?
Yeah, I do. I think probably like a lot of people, I have a set number of ones that I listen to, and then there's a few other ones that I just touch on from time to time. But I'm happy to join you. You guys have been on this roll for a little while now, doing these podcasts. It's been great, entertaining mostly, and. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here today.
Jack, I don't know how long we've been doing this podcast now, but it's been pretty fun. We're on 7 or 8 months since we started trying to, put together some episodes for some fun. And I don't know, I listened to the last episode. I actually started to realize, I sort of lived these episodes. I didn't really, re-listen to them in full all by myself. Last episode, though, was really cool. It was the one that was from the, just back in February 29th, the beer festival. The Winter Warmer Festival. And it was so much fun because honestly, when you're doing interviews with people that you never met before from all these different breweries, you sort of, as an interviewer, you're sort of listening, but you're also sort of thinking of what the next question is. It's not always like a regular conversation. So it was fun to listen back to it. I was really entertained. So I recommend people who are a little stir crazy, go ahead and check out the podcast. That episode is one I would highly recommend. So Artie, let's start off with you. Where are you at right now, my friend?
Well, I'm at home here. Both my girls are home. Of course, my wife is here, and we just all have been very fortunate to stay healthy, and I'm still having to get out, of course, to the locations and do whatever it takes to keep us moving forward during this tough time. But you know what, Mike? I count my blessings all the time that we're healthy and that you guys are healthy, and of course that Jack and Gina and their family are healthy too.
Jack, what about you, my friend? Did you when all this stuff kind of started, did you were able to I know that you bounce around a little bit. You're sort of a snowbird or just a whenever bird, but are you in the Southern Command right now, or are you up here north with us in PA?
I am at the Appalachian Brewing Company Southern Command, which I'm unable to disclose the exact location because it's rather secret. But actually, I'm down here in Florida. I had a trip planned and actually left right before all heck broke loose with this whole coronavirus emergency, and so I'm sort of trapped down here. I have my oldest daughter and her husband had temporarily moved into our home up in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and she's pregnant, and they're going to close on their house. So we're just kind of distancing across the country to keep her safe at this point. And, we're just kind of waiting to see, like the rest of the nation, I guess, waiting to see what happens. Well, all the questions that are on everyone's mind. When is this curve going to flatten? When are these tests and various therapeutic things going to come around? And ultimately, when can we as Americans get back to work?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting down here and I can't complain because my environment's nice, but it's hard to just keep your mind on having fun and relaxing when there's a lot of things going on in our country. So,
I know.
These podcasts, I think, are one little step in that direction.
Well, we'll try not to keep it too. We're going to try to keep it light here today. I do want to know. I mean, this is a favorite. I hate favorite pastime of people. Outdoor recreation is what everybody's talking about these days, and that for some people that's hanging out on the deck at ABC in Harrisburg. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'd love to be out there right now with a nice cold Argyle sweater. But no, I'm actually having one right here with you, Mike. I don't know if you what you're having today, but I see your Appalachian glass there.
I do have a Hoppy Trails to you.
I got an Argyle sweater. How about you, Jack?
I'm enjoying a nice cold Appalachian Mountain Lager.
All right, well here we go, gentlemen. In 3, 2, 1, cheers.
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 So good.
Oh man.
There's always a little bit of a bright spot in amongst the things going on. It's all good.
Well, here's something that's pretty neat. So I actually been turning a few of my friends on to something that you guys have been doing to sort of keep people coming in the door, and that's what a lot of places have had to do is find creative ways or try some different marketing right now to keep the people coming in, keep the brand out there, make sure that look. I can tell you right now, I haven't been spending as much money. It's one benefit of this deal is because, I know as a business owner who in the hospitality or restaurant industry, you don't want to hear people aren't spending money. But from when I go out and about, I'm driving to work. Sometimes I'm stopping for something to eat. Obviously we're stuck in our homes now. Maybe I'm spending a little bit more money at the grocery store. But the one thing that everybody seemed to be rushing for when they found out was the liquor store. And did you stand in line at the liquor store, or you may not have had a reason to, but you probably saw some of that or heard some of that?
No, you can bet Carrie was there. She was there getting up, stocking up on wine, and luckily she's been able to order a couple online orders and get them in pretty quickly. So her and now both girls are 21. So it's like I think when you have boys in high school, they like eat you out of house and home, right? When you have college age 21-year-old and older girls at home, your wine seems to disappear pretty quickly.
Jack, is that your experience as well with some women around the house?
Oh yeah, my youngest is right around the age of Artie's daughters, and she's definitely in that mode.
Well, so go ahead.
My son's more of a beer guy, so I think that apple fell close to the tree here a little bit.
Yeah, well, what happened in the same thing? I sort of have found myself falling into these traps that I thought, well, I'm not going to rush out to buy toilet paper, and then I ended up thinking to myself, we really don't have any toilet paper. It's time anyway. It's not that I'm going out there in reaction to this, but now I'm worried that there's not going to be any left. So I ordered some online. It came, and now there's plenty of toilet paper out there. So I've got a big stash, and it's good. It's good. And then I heard, everybody's going to the liquor store because they're going to shut the liquor store down. All of a sudden, I need liquor. What I found out was, when ABC started doing takeout and things like that at some of the locations, and I could still get some spirits from the the ABC distillery operation. Artie, tell me about what's going on over there in Mechanicsburg.
Yeah, Mike. We were just recently approved for our distillery license. It's a distilled spirits packaging license that we have at our Mechanicsburg location. It allows us to do canned cocktails, and something else we discovered was that we could do our own spirits there as well. So we now have a 6 times distilled vodka, a nice island rum, a gin, London dry style gin, and also a 5-year bourbon that we package up. And Mike, like you said, with the closing down, we had to close down 3 of our locations. We have 3 open for takeout. There's a little bit of silver lining in everything. They shut down the state stores, and we've been hammered all day selling spirits now out of our Mechanicsburg location. We've seen people as far as Maryland coming up, Virginia, who found out that they could buy some spirits there, and we've been getting really great feedback, and everybody's loving what we're producing there.
Yeah, it's sort of nice to, I knew that I could get we had talked about it on the podcast before, but I could get a drink at one of the restaurants, and I could get something that was made with the craft spirits, but I didn't have any sitting at home on my shelf. So when I found out that was a way I could continue to support the brand, I got a few bottles, and I'm under the strangest circumstances. You're introducing people to the brand in a new way, and they're going to be coming back once we bounce out of this thing.
Yeah, we're really excited because we've applied to go into the state stores, of course not knowing that this was going to hit. But what we really feel is that the people that are coming and getting it now, if they're enjoying it, those are going to be our future customers at the state stores once they get back and open. And, we really hope they get back and open. It's been sort of a good thing, but you know what? We'd rather be working every day and doing the things that we do normally, as opposed to having the state stores closed down and us selling liquor out of mechanics.
Jack, what's your mixed drink of choice?
I'm probably a gin and tonic guy. I'm definitely more of a beer person, but it has been really satisfying to see the craft spirits take off so much. I mean, Artie led this whole thing up from the start to get us going, and since then it's become somewhat of a team effort with our folks. We've got some great people that work here at Appalachian Brewing Company. But what's really neat and satisfying too is running into all the different craft spirits aficionados out there. People that are really into vodkas or really like their bourbon and things like that, and having them taste what we're producing and say, wow, this is amazing. We've even done some blind taste tests, and without naming, brands like Tito's and things. Oh, I think I said, did I say that? We've matched up pretty well against, Grey Goose and some others like that with our vodka, just to name one. So it's been really a neat way that we've expanded. We did the craft sodas. After we started out with craft beer, and craft sodas have been hugely successful, and people really appreciate having, more of a handcrafted, made quality ingredients type soda, and the same thing with the spirits.
Sort of rewarding for me as knowing what the challenges are right now for advertising, and how nothing is sort of normal right now, and we're working from home, and social media is just, first of all, it's the devil, but it can also be very powerful. It's because Artie said to me, I called him up, about a week into this deal, and I said, I'm thinking about you. I wanted to know what was going on, and he said, I got nothing but time. He goes, but what you can do for me right now is every Facebook post, every Twitter, whatever we're doing. He goes, just like it and share whatever you can. And the first one that I saw was about the craft spirits, and I'm like, I gotta have this. I gotta have this stuff. And then I started telling other people who may have missed that big rush to the liquor store. And I got them, and then now they're texting me pictures. I picked up my my Appalachian, spirits. And I'm like, this is great, man. I'm like, that's the way it's supposed to be. Artie, what's going on right now? What's the status of the operations as far as locations? Are you guys still open? Are you modified? What's the deal for the restaurants?
Yeah, Mike, we really thought, what, we're going to just give this a shot. We're going to do everything we can do to keep people employed. Was really one of our number one priorities. Of course, our commitment to our customers was another one. We don't take that lightly. They expect us to be there when we say we're going to be there. If we're supposed to be open, we're open. That type of thing. So we take those as very serious commitments that we have, not only to our employees but our customers. So we did our best to try to just stay open and see how it would go. But what we found that was that as they tightened the screws and told people stay home more, our revenue started. It was tough in the very beginning anyway, because everybody was scared to go out, didn't know really what to do. But then things started to loosen up a little bit, and our revenues increased. Although we did end up closing just temporarily, of course, our Harrisburg location, which is which is our flagship. Now the brewery still working. There's beer to be made, and that doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop beer. Beer still ferments. Beer still ages, and it's a great thing that the virus is here, but it doesn't affect that at least. Luckily we've kept 3 locations open. We've kept a good group of people hired and working, and we're just trying to do the best we can to get through this, and hopefully in the end, through it all, we're going to end up as a stronger company, and hopefully we can get people back to work sooner than later.
I'm not a meteorologist, so I won't forecast anything. But this has been a not that they're ever right anyway, right? So, but if this is the storm, there's always a bright sun behind that, and I'm thinking that maybe it's a month away yet. Maybe we're going to be doing this for another 30 days. But when people start going back out, I feel like it's going to be gangbusters all over again. Hopefully, people don't go too crazy. I'll be first through those big wooden doors there in Harrisburg when you guys reopen.
We're looking forward to seeing you there, Mike, and
appreciate that.
This time, and Jack can tell you a little bit more about this, but we've taken this time to get some projects done too. We've got a lot of planning that we don't get a chance to do, but tell us a little bit more about that, Jack.
Well, we always have big goals and initiatives, as a company, and as Mike, you brought up about family and our health and how those are our, highest priorities. And this has been a time, to reflect on that and actually get to do some of the things, and take that time to reconnect to some extent, and maybe even make ourselves a little bit better as individuals. But we're also thinking about that in terms of our company. We've had these long-term goals and some things that we wanted to work on, and so we are taking that opportunity to do some of that stuff too. One initiative that Artie and I and another colleague of ours are working on, we actually started, I think, early or maybe late last summer, early last fall. Then you know how life is, things get in the way, and we postponed that a couple of times, and for great reasons. We worked on other good things. But so we rekindled that, just in the last week here. And so I think, I believe in our country. I believe in our people. I believe in, our place here in Central PA. We got, we're lucky to live amongst really nice and good-hearted people. And I think you're right, Mike. I think that, this will blow over, and it's going to be fun again. We're all going to come back out and support each other to the extent that we have been already.
I've heard, how many years did we go trying to make the liquor laws in Pennsylvania a little bit more liberal, should I say, and take them out of the dark ages, that we didn't have to sell beers at 24 a pop in a big brown box out and from what I understand, nationally, one of the things that they're seeing is that cases of beer are really coming back right now, because we're buying toilet paper in bulk, we're buying, canned goods in bulk, and apparently the case is like, what's old is new again. Artie, are you seeing any of that? And then how many cases of beer have you guys stored in the garage at this point?
Well, Mike, we have a lot of beer sitting there, but and we're still filling orders. We have wholesalers. We had a couple wholesalers pick up today. We're still filling orders and sending pallets and pallets of beer out. But in our stores, we're definitely seeing a pickup of 6-packs. We can't sell cases. You talk about the little bit of a chaotic or antiquated laws, but we're not allowed to sell cases out of our restaurants, of
right.
course. They're 6-packs only. But we are able to sell them out of our brewery in Harrisburg as a whole. Do a big cooler sale tomorrow. We're gonna sit out and roast, have some hot dogs and hamburgers, and sell some cases out of there tomorrow. But that'll be, of course, this podcast will show after that. But we've seen a great uptick in sales here. But I'd rather be open. I'd rather be open and working and having all of our employees back. But you know what? We'll do what we have to do, as soon as we can turn it around, let's do it.
I just found it funny that forever people complained that I had to buy 24 beers at a time, and I just wish I could buy one, or just a 6-pack. And here we go. You've been the Capitol was lobbied for years, and finally it happened. And now everybody wants cases again, so they don't have to leave the house as much.
Do you think there'll ever be a household in America that doesn't have a stock of toilet paper and a stock of beer, like on an ongoing basis?
Yeah, what I found, Mike, is a 6-pack used to last me, a couple days. Now a case at home isn't making it.
Well, we're all finding new routines, and I will say that I've got a third grader at home, and I've got a fifth grader at home, and we got the tough news today that they're not going back to school this year. So my wife was furloughed from her workplace, and we hope that she gets back to work. But right now she's the teacher. She's mom, and she's the master gardener too. I think our project around the house is we're going to have one heck of a garden this year. Artie, are both the girls still in college, and how are things affecting you guys on a person just around the household there?
They're both home with us here, but they're both doing online schooling. Lizzie's finishing up this year with her degree from James Madison. So we're very proud of her. She's just worked so hard over the last years to get to this point, and she's got a job. She's going to be working in D.C. For a construction firm there as a field engineer. So we're very excited about that, and her going on to that next channel of her life that she'll start working through. And Nat's been here with us. She just turned 21, so we've had a pretty crazy week, and right in the middle of everything, I yelled out, "Woohoo!" And they're like, "What?" And I said, "We survived teenage and underage drinking, so we never had anybody get in trouble, so we're lucky there." But you never stop worrying about your kids and all those things that can get in trouble.
All right, Jack, you mentioned that there's a grandchild on the way here at some point. Is it going to be one of the, what are they going to call this? We have Gen X, we have the millennials, and now there's going to be the coronials, from what I understand.
I guess he'll be a coronial, and he's the little guy's due in June, and so that's real exciting. It'll be our first grandchild, Gina and mine. And so we're excited with that. Our son is the middle child. He's up in Allentown. Matt, basically on quarantine. He had a job, but he's like a lot of other people. He's sitting at home. They're pretty close to New York City, so Allentown, Bethlehem. He actually lives in Bethlehem. Is locked down pretty tight, a little tighter even than a lot of other places. And my baby Julia is in downtown DC, also quarantined in her apartment. She's 24, and she works for the NIH, National Institutes of Health, for a few more months here, and recently just got accepted to this NYU School of Medicine for the PhD program. So she's a little, tentative about it all, but very excited to be going to, a great school. It happens to be in New York City, so there's a lot of things to figure out, and hopefully again this are all settled down. But Gina and I are here holding down this fort, and I hope that you guys all stay healthy.
Okay, well look, we try to keep it light here. We try to keep it positive. Artie, anything that you want to address so that people who are looking to have their questions answered on the Ask Artie segment this week?
Yeah, and Mike, I thought what would be fun is if we ask the question and then you answer it.
Okay, me. I'll answer.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah, sure.
All right, can you bring back the Hog Wild pizza?
Wow, because I feel like my wife submitted that question. Like she
She might have.
Tara's like, First of all, she loves the hog wild. It's almost like whenever we go to an Italian restaurant, she looks at the menu for a half hour and then she orders the chicken parmesan. It's like when we go to ABC, she looks over the menu for a half hour and then she says, I'll have a hog wild. So can ABC bring back the hog wild pizza? Of course they can. They're always making hog wild and they're always making pizza. So you just order a hog wild pizza. You can do it, right?
Perfect. Yep, now it's back on the menu just like that. Perfect.
Jack, you want to take the next question, or are you like this format where I answer questions on behalf of your company that I have no control over?
It's working out pretty well so soon, so far. Go ahead and hit me with one, Artie. What do you got?
Here's one for you, Jack, that you'll like. The Mountain Lager is amazing. Why isn't it the best-selling beer in Pennsylvania?
Why isn't it?
Yes.
Oh.
I can answer that. It's because Jack takes a little bit off the top before it gets out to market. I think he takes his share. If you'd stop drinking it all, Jack, you could sell more of it.
Well, I have to credit our partner Sean because he does help out in that regard as well. So.
All right, so this has been a lot of fun. Good to see you guys. Good to see you're both in good spirits. If you guys could do haircuts, that might bring some people in too. It's when this thing all ends too. A haircut and a beer and a roll of toilet paper. I think it's going to be the special that that no one will be able to resist. Jack, looking great, my friend. Artie, as always, great to have you here. For the rest of the crew, it's behind the scenes here at the Appalachian Brewing Company podcast. I just want to say thanks and cheers.